What's going on, guys? It's Christian and I'm back here today to do another video for you guys. Now, in this video, what I wanted to talk to you guys about and discuss are some of the cartoons and anime, some shows that I watched growing up that I feel played a big part in my young childhood, things that I really look forward to, wanted to watch all the time. And so I might do a few more of these in the future, so I won't name certain shows that might have not made this particular list, but I definitely watched them when I was younger. So going on and getting started with the first one that I'm going to talk about here, I guess you could say it's number 5 in this particular list if we're counting down 5 to 1. Number 5, I had to go with...
You may be an open book, SpongeBob, but I'm a bit more complicated than that. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
SpongeBob SquarePants. Now, of course, SpongeBob is instantly classic. It's an all-time great, really, and it's so quotable. You can go back and watch any episode at any time. It's just great. SpongeBob has truly stood the test of times, and while people don't necessarily like the newer episodes as much, it's been going for a long time for a reason. And that's because it is successful with the audience that it's catered towards. So SpongeBob SquarePants definitely taking that number 5 spot for me. Whether it be SpongeBob and Patrick's many crazy misadventures that they went through, or Mr. Krabs' stinginess, Squidward's pessimism, Plankton's evil plans, and Sandy's inventions. Always fun, always a great joy as a child. Maybe looking back on it, I would say that it's better than some of the other things I have on here, but as far as when I was a younger child, it's going to be at number 5. Number 4 I'm going to go into right now, it's Naruto. So Naruto, of course, came a little bit after one of these shows that comes higher on this list, and Naruto followed on this anime style that I hadn't seen much of, but I knew I was hooked on it with the fighting and the many different storylines going on. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, the original squad with Kakashi Sensei. That was a lot of fun. Now, admittedly, I have not kept up to date on Naruto. I kind of fell out of the loop after the first Naruto series, not into Shippuden or Boruto, although I know that they exist, obviously. So that's going to be number 4 for me. Like I said, fighting style shows, you're going to see higher up. That's why I beat out Naruto, because I love the fighting, and maybe that played a part in me wanting to become a professional wrestler. I guess the acts of violence were fun. Number 3, going on, once again, sticking to that fighting theme, we're going to talk about Power Rangers right here. And these guys, they were coming in to save the day. There's many different iterations of the Power Rangers, of course. I'm sure there's probably a new one right now. I'm not sure, but the ones that I'm going to focus in on right here are Power Rangers Ninja Storm and Power Rangers Dino Thunder, because those are the ones that I really paid attention to. They were the biggest part of my childhood. I also got the tail end of Wild Force too, but Ninja Storm is when I was really, I guess, cognizant of what was going on in the series, and not just looking at the costumes thinking, oh, that's cool, which of course the costumes were always cool, and I loved being the Power Ranger for Halloween every time I got the chance to. So talk about Power Rangers Ninja Storm. So there were, of course, the three main Power Rangers there: Red Ranger, Yellow Ranger, Blue Ranger, and in this one, strangely enough, they had a male Yellow Ranger and a female Blue Ranger, which we hadn't really seen before this point in the series. Of course, their sensei was the Green Ranger. I don't know. It's kind of foggy now, but I know that during this time, I was a huge fan of what was going on. So, and Dino Thunder, of course, there was a Red Ranger, Blue Ranger, and Yellow Ranger. This time, the Blue Ranger was a male and the Yellow Ranger was female, as we had seen previously. Tommy made a return as the Black Ranger. That man has been in almost every iteration of the Power Rangers and worn pretty much every color. So he has nothing left to prove as far as Power Rangers, and he will always be the face of that franchise as far as I'm concerned. But I remember not just watching the series, also playing with the action figures with my cousin and friends, and Power Rangers was definitely up there for one of the childhood shows that had an influence in making it so great and memorable and enjoyable.
Draw your last pathetic card so I can end this, Yugi.
My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba, but it does contain the unstoppable Exodia.
Impossible!
I've assembled all 5 special cards, all 5 pieces of the puzzle.
Exodia! It's not possible! No one's ever been able to call him!
Exodia! Obliterate!
Number 2, this one's fun for me, Yu-Gi-Oh! So, I love the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. I also love Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. 5Ds, I was kind of out of it by that point. And to tell the truth, when I first started watching, I was a young kid. I didn't really know what I was doing with these cards, but of course I had to get the cards because I saw them in the anime, and you know, I had to be just like Yugi, just like Joey, Kaiba, all these guys, and summon the Egyptian god cards, whatever the case may be. So I had a lot of fun with that. Fusion was something I really loved, so I loved when we got to GX. We saw all these different Elemental Hero fusions. Elemental Heroes are definitely my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck. I love Jaden Yuki's decks. I know that he's not a very well-liked main character among the Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan base, but for me, that's prime Yu-Gi-Oh! For me. I know the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the classic one, that's what everybody goes back to, but I look at Yu-Gi-Oh! GX as my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! iteration, so.
You closer to home! Hope you aren't afraid of heights.
Please, no!
No, Frieza! Don't do it! Goku!
Who is it this time?
Krillin!
I think the brat should go next.
You Ruthless! Heartless! Bastard! I will make you suffer!
Number 1. This one is gotta be obvious to you. It's right behind me. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z to be specific, because that's the first one that I saw. I started out with the working from Frieza all the way up to Buu Saga, and I of course saw the Saiyan Saga later, but that was my childhood essentially. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super. I still love Dragon Ball. Now going back, I will say that my favorite series out of all of them is Dragon Ball, because I love the story of it. I love the innocence of Kid Goku and the relationship that he has with Krillin and Master Roshi. Bulma's invention of the Dragon Ball radar. They're looking for these Dragon Balls. I remember really being emotionally invested in that when I went back and watched it. Seeing Goku reunite with his grandpa for a short period of time. That was sad. It was, it really drew you into it. Whereas in DBZ, a lot more fighting. And of course there were sad deaths, but it was never, you know, you weren't ever questioning were they going to come back, because you knew that they had the Dragon Balls. There was always a way out and they were going to come back. But those initial deaths, like the first time that Krillin died, it was like, whoa, where are we going with this? Is Krillin going to come back? And that death on Namek was definitely a bad one too. You know, felt for Goku and that. Turn his Super Saiyan for the first time. And that's another thing right there. Why Dragon Ball was always my favorite. Super Saiyan, I mean, what kid that watched that series did not want to turn Super Saiyan? I know I did. And it always has made me into, I guess, athletic type of things or physical stuff, because I want to get to that level. Although we know that our hair is not going to turn yellow and our eyes are going to turn green. We're going to have aura flashing around us. We want to strive for something greater, to be the greatest form of ourselves, and maybe that's what Super Saiyan is a metaphor towards, being the greatest version of ourselves. And then, of course, when you're the greatest version, there's room for improvement. So you get to Super Saiyan 2, you get to Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 4. Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, these characters, they're constant yearning to wield more power and get stronger throughout time. It was very inspiring, and I think that it definitely had an effect on the person that I am today, wanting to always better myself, and through my professional wrestling career, get better and better until I'm the best that there is. So Dragon Ball Z definitely tops this top 5 list. I will talk about more of these later. If you guys want to see any other videos of top 5s that you might be interested in hearing from me, let me know down in the comment section below. Leave a like on this video, click the subscribe button, and of course, this has been Christion. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.